Do you care or do you not care? It seems like a lot of double talk here from Star Wars Theory.
Airrick Debunks is somebody who criticizes people that I have criticized in the past and will continue to criticize in the future, albeit for different reasons. Not just for different reasons, but with a different motive. Because I think at the heart of Airrick Debunks, there's a big hypocrite, and we'll get into that in this video. But I wanted to just put that disclaimer out there that yes, he does criticize some of the same people that I do. But it's for a different reason, and the enemy of my enemy is not my friend. That's something we've talked about before on this channel, because it's true. So he made this video, obviously slow news day for him in the drama space, because it's clear that he doesn't know the history here at all. If you want to get the history of the Nerd Theory breakup, the first time and the second time, and you want to be entertained and informed, if you want to laugh, then you need to visit Darth Melvin's channel. Check out his live streams. Bane of the Shills on Rumble. Hilarious and also informative videos, live streams on this topic. Airrick Debunks is neither one of those. And it's clear in this low effort video that he put out, super jump cuts and everything else, that he was just going to put a video out so that his people that are full of hate, and he claims everyone else is full of hate, and that's what's driving the channels he doesn't like. That's why this video got the steam that it got, because people go to his channel for hate in the opposite direction. And right out of the gate, Shud Space, using that term, negative 100 points for that. Lumping people together in a Shud Space. That's what leftists like him do. There's no individuality at all. It's everyone is lumped together. The good guys and the bad guys. That's the way that they think. But it's pretty clear he really doesn't know the history of the 2-week or 2-hour notice, I should say, that we have a meme around basically in our community. None of that is mentioned in his video. He does mention one time like the lightsaber sales, but he doesn't really go into any of that because he probably doesn't know. So he talks about the Star Wars fandom being toxic right out of the gate. And again, lumping people together. There's no such thing, especially in 2025, as a Star Wars fandom. And I've talked about this before. There's no such thing as this Star Wars fandom. Even 20 years ago, there wasn't. Now there are Disney Star Wars fans, and even within that space, you've got the cartoon avatar weirdos. You've got the people who are kind of on the fence about both. You've got the normies, right? And then you have the old school Lucas people, the hardcore EU fans. You have us as well. It's different. They're different sets of people. It's not one homogenous fandom. It just isn't. And I'm getting sick and tired of hearing this. I heard somebody say it the other day. I'm trying to remember where it was, but you've heard the line, no one hates Star Wars like Star Wars fans. Same exact logic that he's using here, and it's bullshit. And he talks about, toward the end of the video, Theory. I assume he was alluding to Theory. He's not very clear on that. Hating Star Wars. Kathleen Kennedy isn't fired, all this stuff. And you saw the clip at the very beginning, before the intro to the video here. Does he know Star Wars Theory? This guy is always flip-flopping. That's what Star Wars Theory is about. So again, no research whatsoever into the subject matter by Airrick Debunks. He just wanted to make a hateful video because that's what he does. He accuses others. And we'll get into that in a second here, of hate and generating their content off of hate. But what do you think he's doing when he doesn't even research the topic appropriately? and give you all the information. So he talks about paying teams, that these big channels are running out of money because they have to pay people to make videos, to edit videos. Here's the thing, he doesn't know how much the big channels are paying people, if at all. You take the G+G, you take Nerdrotic, you take some new players in the game, WDW Con, I don't know, Valiant Renegade is on the rise in that little cabal they have going on. How do you know that they even pay anyone anything? In fact, I have some firsthand knowledge from years back that a lot of that work was voluntary with the hope of eventually getting like a permanent spot. So he has no knowledge whatsoever of what they are or are not paying these video editors, article writers, and so on. Airrick Debunks has no idea what he's talking about. And then he says they're doing it for the money. I've said all along, these channels are doing it for the money. Well, no shit. Do you think they're not working? Putting all this energy and time and effort into channels not to make money? Now, there's a difference between doing something for money and doing it as a grift, an obvious scam where you're riding the fence, you're generating hope. And I've said this for a long time, don't hate the player, hate the game. I wouldn't be as mad at the big channels as I would the people that have been around for 10 years. Continuing to buy into, oh yeah, Kathleen Kennedy's going to be gone and it'll all be great. Now, some of them are obviously overblown, like Doomcock. But some of the others that are less obvious, they've been pumping the hope a lot too. Picard Season 3, pretty good, guys. There's probably hope for Star Trek. Oh no, something else came out. It was bad. We're back to square one. Riding that fence to where you're given a little bit of hope to where people will think, well, gosh, maybe there is a chance. And then, oh no, we got to complain about something because you got to have something to work toward constantly, right? That's the difference. Of course they're doing it for the money. No one ever disputed that. And no one's going to pay the super chats that they do, showing up to live streams just to talk about the topics themselves. You got to have some kind of controversy, and these big channels have been good at generating the controversy. And people actually buy into it. And yeah, a lot of it is manufactured. And we've exposed a lot of that on my channel. And again, in a different way and with a different motive than someone like Airrick Debunks does it for. And hating on Star Wars. These channels have been hating on Star Wars. Again, 2 or 3 times in this video. He skews from Star Wars theory and Den of Nerds and goes after G+G and Nerdrotic and whoever else. It's like, go make a video about them if that's going to be your topic. His hard-on for them made its way into this video more than once. Star Wars theory in general, has he really hated on Disney Star Wars? I don't know, over the last 3 years, he might have made some comments, I don't like this or that, it was boring, but he's never been someone like us, right? That categorically reject Disney Star Wars and go after them. He just hasn't been. He's not a toxic channel, and that's not me defending him because you guys know for years now I've criticized him. And quite frankly, on 1 or 2 occasions, I've defended him where it's been warranted. So I think I have the qualification to say that. But it's clear that Airrick Debunks doesn't know anything about Star Wars theory. Look at the opening clip again. Double talk, that's what Star Wars theory is about. He wants the normie audience. He wants as many people as possible, apolitical, right? And then he implied that Josh relies on the culture war? Does he know Den of Nerds? Does he know Josh? I really don't think he does. Again, this was a low effort video by Airrick Debunks. Leave it to the professionals. Like, stay on your whole Eric July crap. He's getting some traction on our side. Certain parts of our side, right? Going after young Ripa. Go ahead and do that. Stay out of the Star Wars space. Stay out of any space unless you actually do the research and know what you're talking about. And it's clear he doesn't. I'll see you guys in the next one.